The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. This is Kamil here. Thank you for being with us tonight on this webinar. As some of you have noticed, you might be thinking that you are on the wrong webinar. No, it's the right webinar. We simply had an emergency and we swapped the speakers, and I'm so delighted to have actually Andy doing the presentation on lead generation in property. So I will introduce Andy in a moment, so I'm very grateful to Andy to be with us. Now, a few words about Andy. I met Andy a few months ago, actually last year, and Andy recently helped me also with one of my projects, and his input was invaluable. So Andy has got over 25 years experience in sales and marketing. He is the designer of Progressive Property Forum, which was very successful. I'm sure he will, in a moment, he will tell you much more about this. He is a property investor himself, so he really knows what he's talking about, and he specializes in lead generation and in so many things, as you can imagine. After 25 years of experience in business, he's a real gold mine on the subject. So let me find out. Andy, are you there and you ready?
I am here, and I'm ready.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Andy, for being with us tonight. How are you tonight?
I'm very good, actually. Very good indeed.
Excellent. Yes, me too.
You caught me just before I started my gin and tonic, so you're very, very lucky.
Okay, I'm glad that I caught you in the right moment, actually. Yes. Okay. Shall I pass on the presentation screen to you? Are you ready?
I am absolutely ready, yeah.
Excellent. So I will make you a presenter right now. Here you go.
Okay, I'm just putting it onto my screen.
Okay,
cool.
Yes.
Can everybody see my screen?
Oh, I can see lead generation success, how to grow your business.
Fantastic. If we can just let... if we can get people to say they can see the screen, they can hear me okay. So if you can just get some people to respond to that, be fantastic.
Yes, so attendees, please respond, let us know via chat if possible that everything's okay, that you can hear us, that you can see the screen. That would be very helpful if you could do that.
So if you can see that, then just stick it into the chat box, which is on the right-hand side. Yeah, cool, excellent. Right, okay, so what I've been called in the sort of last minute to talk about lead generation and primarily in property, but what I'm going to do, I want to talk a little bit about generating leads, whatever the situation, because what I found over the years is that most of the time when people want to generate leads for property, and I've dealt with a lot of property people, they seem to think there's a difference between generating leads for property and generating leads for any other business, and that's absolutely not true whatsoever. What they should be doing is concentrating wholly on the concept of generating leads per se, generating leads as a business, because the property business, like everything else, is a business. When I started, which was about 10 years ago in property investment, that was the times when it was a lot easier, I guess. That was the times when you could buy property for very little cash or no money down and those sort of things. And I still had to find ways of buying property. I had to find ways of getting good deals and things like that. And this was in a rising market, so it was a little bit more difficult. So what I started to do, I started to think to myself, I should use my ideas of concepts of internet and IT, my knowledge in IT, and use that to try and put together some way of reaching out to people and trying to get hold of the sort of people that I need to talk to. But even though I've been in marketing for, well, it feels like most of my life, it's actually just under half of it, which is actually quite scary. What I found was that generating leads to find motivated sellers, for instance, was pretty simple if you just follow the same sort of principles of any typical marketing of any typical business. and that is you need to occupy the same space as your clients. You need to get in front of them. You need to provide an offer that is a bit of a no-brainer to them, so an offer they can't refuse, and give them some sort of follow-up at the back end, which will genuinely help them. Now, as I said, I've been dealing with the property industry for the last 10 years, and we've been doing, I've done a lot of education in property as well, and a lot of my time has been spent in helping property educators to get out to the right audience. And I did exactly the same things for that I did when I was trying to find motivated sellers. So what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is identifying needs and building a credible online presence, because the only way that you're going to get anybody talking to you is if they know you, like you, and trust you, and they believe in what you're doing. There is no other way of doing it. There are no push-button methods. I've been in internet marketing for years. I've been in marketing for years. And I see a lot of stuff going on the internet. People selling products which are apparently push-button systems. And to be honest, they don't work. They might be sort of good little tools to use, but people depend on them. And what we find is that most people who get into the concept of marketing on the internet, whatever their niche is, whatever their direction is, what tends to happen is they fail, and they fail within 100 days. And it always happens that way.
Sorry, Andy.
Then sometimes...
I'd like to say something. I really would like to thank you for, promoting this idea that there are no push-button solutions, because we've seen all those mis-selling happening, actually, and there are more and more people now educating people and warning them against so-called push-button solutions. So I'm very glad that you have also joined this campaign, and I know you've been doing this for a long time now. So I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you again for doing this, and really for educating people about what's working and what's not. So thank you.
No, good. I mean, and the thing is that, over the years I've talked to probably thousands of people, but the people that have gone through things like my mentorships and my online training programs and stuff like that, I don't pull any punches. I don't tell people that this is easy, because it's not. Bottom line is, it's like any other business. It's a business. You have to work at it.
Exactly.
What I do try and do is try and get people to understand that they can do it. There is no reason why they can't do this. Sorry, just bear me a second.
Okay.
I've got to turn my phone off in all the excitement.
Okay. And also, do you think it's possible for you to turn up the volume of your microphone a little bit?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll talk into the microphone a bit better.
Okay.
So, I turned my phone off now. I've been a good boy.
That's a good idea. Yes, actually, that reminds me about my phone as well.
So if we all do that, if we all turn our phones off, everybody would be happy. But no, the bottom line is that I've been dealing with a lot of businesses over the years, and there are no shortcuts really. There's some good tools out there. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that are selling products on the internet, and some of them are absolutely brilliant. Some products that we found from some of the genuine people are really, really good products. The problem is that 90% of the stuff that's been sold on the internet to try and to get you to, get rid of your $197 or $47 and all that sort of thing, just basically doesn't work. Or if it worked once, it doesn't work now. They try and go for loopholes, and they try and get around the back door. And the bottom line is, you don't do any of that. What you do is you don't be a jerk. You play the game. You work the products the way they're meant to be worked, and you use things like Aweber and automate your lead generation systems in a very, very ethical way. There's no reason why you can't automate a lot of your systems, and we do all the time. We're in the process of actually automating webinars now, because the whole point of getting webinars out is that it's an event and people want to come and listen to it. They take a lot of information away, but you can't be there all the time.